So today I wanted to jump on and talk about the compound effect and what that means. So this is like a really big concept, but I had a moment last night that I wanted to kind of talk about because last night I had such an aha moment in regards to this that I figured there was other people that may need to hear it. So I want you to think about this right now, whatever you're doing, think about one thing in your life that you truly desire, that you want more than anything in the world. Now, I want you to ask yourself, do I want that thing or do I need that thing? Or number three, do I desire that thing? Oh, wow, that's different. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself those questions. Do I want it? Do I need it? Or do I desire it? Because here's the thing, guys. When we want something, we don't have it. When we need something, we think we need it in order to be who we are. But when we desire something, it's bigger. Therefore, we are who we are. We are perfect as we are. We are exactly as we're meant to be. We are just an open container to desire more because in that desire of more, we can overflow to others. Now, think about this. Think about that thing that you want or that you need or that you desire. Okay? If you find you want it, or if you find I need it, I need to get to this rank to pay my bills. I need to get this income so that I can do this. I need to have this new car. I need to have this coming in so I can pay for my kids' school. I need to. Then what you're doing is you're putting energy towards what you don't have, the lack of, and often gets us stuck into desperation, anxiety, and creating more of that lack. Here's where I want to help you guys kind of shift your perspective on this. In the compound effect, what it talks about basically is when you think about it this way. When you put water in a bowl to boil, okay, or not a bowl, you don't put water in a bowl. When you put water in a pot to boil and you set it there to boil, when the water is boiling, okay, when the water starts boiling, does it ever start boiling while you're sitting there watching it? No. You can sit there and watch it for 10 minutes and you're never going to catch it boiling because it's not going to boil while you're watching it. The longer you leave it set at that temperature over time, the compound effect of the water heating up is going to cause the molecules of the water to boil. This is like anything you desire in your life. Where is it that you have been focusing so much energy? And I want you to think about your entire life of something you truly desired in creating, yet when it didn't come in your time frame, at your moment, when you wanted it to be there, that you're basically walking away, dropping it and saying, I guess it's just not for me. That person can have it. This is not, it just doesn't work for me. I guess I'm not meant to have it. I'm not worthy of it. I don't deserve it. Whatever the story you told yourself, which I'm going to talk about in a second, you then define it. And of that story, what story are you then bringing from your past to now to define who you are and to make an excuse for why you're not showing up in the thing that you wanted 20 years ago? Wow. I just got goosebumps. You're using a story to recreate your life based on you being popcorn. So let's talk about this. If you put popcorn in the microwave, okay, let's talk about microwavable popcorn because I always like to watch this in the microwave. You probably should not sit in front of a microwave and watch it pop, but anyway, I think it's super interesting. You put popcorn in the microwave and you set it there and it does nothing for 2 minutes. It does nothing. It's flat. And you think, man, is this popcorn a dud? I set the temperature right? Why is nothing happening? And it's flat, and it's flat, and it's flat, and 2 minutes and 12 seconds in, it blows up, and suddenly you hear it all pops in the very last second, and the buzzer goes off, and you think, wow, that could not have possibly popped every kernel. It all just went off in like 2 seconds. Yet then you open the bag carefully, not to burn yourself with the steam, and you look inside, you dump it in a bowl, and almost every single kernel is popped in the entire bag. Yet for over 2 minutes, what you saw, nothing was happening. If you turned off your microwave at 2 minutes, the bag would not have expanded. And at 2 minutes and 12 seconds, that first kernel would not have popped, causing another kernel to pop, causing another kernel to pop, causing the whole bag to fill. So at what point are you the popcorn that has not stayed in that hot bag long enough to let your dreams and desires pop? Because all it takes is that instant. But because of that, you're turning off the microwave, you're walking away, and you're saying, I guess I'm just not meant to pop. You're using your brain. You're minding it all. You're literally trying to ask God, the universe, whoever, someone help me, please. You're praying every single day. You're doing everything possible. You're writing your manifestations, and you're writing in your journal, and you're doing all the things. Doing all the things in your mind. Yet you're also doing all the things from preventing yourself from having it, because when the situation gets too hot, you dial it down and you walk away. You look at something that you want to create and you want it so badly, yet your nervousness and your lack of worth and the doubt in your mind that you may not have it actually counteracts everything you're putting out there to create it. You gotta stay in the hot bag. If you open that bag too soon, if you open that bag before it expands, the bag never expands, you guys. It never expands. It's under pressure, focused pressure, that things start to compound together, and boom. And once it goes off again, and it goes off again, and it goes off again. And it goes off so fast, you don't even have time to question how it happened. Because how it happened was under the pressure of all the other things that you were not paying attention to, because you're trying to mind it all. Okay, I did this thing, I wrote this thing, I put this affirmation here, I said this, I did this post, I did this thing, I'm doing all the things. Yet in the back of your mind, you're doing it out of that deep need that if you don't have that thing, you are not worthy of. Fill in the blank. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of trust. I'm not worthy of receiving. I'm not worthy of, literally fill in the blank. Because if we're already worthy of, just as we are, and all we are simply doing is opening up to creating more of our desire, of what's available to all of us anyway, and we're willing to sit in the heat of the bag and not put a hole in it too soon, it's going to pop. This is the compound effect. One of my mentors told me a story just recently. She said, if someone gave you $1 million today, or they said, I will give you a penny, and every day that penny will double. So the first day you'll get 1 penny, the second day it'll double, the third day it'll be 4, the fifth day. Which one will you take? Most people will take the $1 million. Most people will say, I don't have that. I need $1 million. I need to buy a car. I need to buy a house. I need to feed my family. I need. Versus the compound effect of growth. 1 penny in 30 days doubled every day for 30 days is $1 million in 30 days. In a quarter, that turns to $1 billion over time. What could you create? Simply by getting outside of what you need, opening up to what you're desiring, and literally stepping into what else is available to you by stop trying to mind it all. Now, here's the thing. We mind it based on our story. Our story is our life. So you said, well, this happened to me when I was 5. This is my story. Well, this happened to me when I was 20. This is my story. Well, this happened to me last time I tried this. This is my story. Now you have defined all of your stories. This is who I am based on things that have already happened to you. Therefore, I'm worthy because I've done all these things. But all you're doing is then recreating all of those things when actually none of them matter. The only thing that matters is you are there right now at that moment, living, breathing, and receiving as you show up. We get so caught up in the doing. I am doing this list. I am doing what she said. This person told me to do this and they will have success. Guess what? That may have worked for them. That doesn't necessarily mean it works for you. Because when we're quiet enough to connect to the inner knowing out of our brain, by the way, because the brain is going to make it all try to work. Everything you have right now is you making it try to work. We have to disregard the brain, move into the heart center, and be available for what we're willing to receive. And in that, then show up in what I like to call inspired action. Not the action of what 20 mentors told me, or this leader said, or this successful person over here did. That's all information. Information can be whatever value you give to it. The most important information is that you yourself become the observer of all information, including your story. And your story no longer defines who you show up as. So whatever story you're saying, whatever story you're doing, whatever story you've bought into as your current reality, you can absolutely 100% choose again. Now, maybe you were in that hot popcorn bag and you popped it. You said, this isn't for me. I can't do this. Great. You let all the air out. But here's the fact of the matter. You did it once, you can do it again. And we know that because it already happened. We know that because as an observer of our story, you can't argue with reality. And if you did it once, there is nothing stopping you from doing it again but this. You're trying to make those certain circumstances what they were of the past, yet you're not the same person of the past. Oh my gosh. You guys are showing up as everyone's growing. We're all growing because we grow and grow and grow and grow. And I don't mean to be morbid, but we die. It's just what we do. We're living in bodies, right? That's what bodies do. But some of you so badly want to get back to the person you were 10 years ago, but you've evolved way past that person in the first place. You're expecting what you did back then to work for you now when it's a completely different story. Because it's a completely different experience. You're actually showing up with a new wisdom. You're showing up as the new version of you. And you guys, hopefully, the journey is every day we get a little wiser. But we want to be an observer of our story. Oh, this is what's happening instead of this is happening to me. Once we become what I like to call a neutral observer, it's just happening around you. It's not good or bad. It's not right or wrong. It's just what it is. Then you can make a choice based on your inspired intuition or your heart or whatever you feel that's called, based to take inspired action toward what will be the best fit for you, but not force a choice. Not ask 10 people their opinions. 10 people's opinions are not your heart choice. By the way, nobody's opinion is in your heart. Just good to clear that up right now. It's also not in your head. We can't head things into happening, you guys. If you're in your head and you're trying to figure it out, you're just going to create what you created yesterday. And ideally, if you want to open up to a new desire, you want to open up to more, you want to be willing to create a bigger business or create a bigger a different a love relationship or a better family situation or a better job situation, whatever it is, whatever you're about to open up to, you're only going to do it with yesterday's brain, which means you're only going to get yesterday's results. So let's bypass the brain. Let's put it on there. Let's be willing to compound. Be willing to sit in the heat until it combusts, because once it does, it starts to happen like this. But see, I've done it myself. I've gotten so committed to the story of I must achieve and overcome in order to achieve again. I truly just had a big revelation myself that my ups and downs I was using as a badge. So if you go up, oh well, you must have to go down again because you got to go up again. Because you got to go down again because you got to go up again. So you must have a down in order to bounce back up. That's absolutely not true. Because I've already bounced enough times. How about I take that for wisdom and I compound that and I focus that energy into what I desire and be open to showing up in that and see what else is possible instead of using my past to define my future by making the choices I make right now. Oh, let's say that one more time. Using my past to define the future and making the choices I make right now. So I hope this inspires some of you to get really clear in what you desire and the feeling of that. And when you're experiencing that, how you can overflow to others, what you can do for others, what that looks like in your world, how you're showing up for your family, and how it's impacting the globe and other people that you bring into your life, that we get to do life with, that we get to have these experiences with, that we get to create memories with. How are we drawing that and how are we showing up in that? And feel that. Because we're all worthy of that, regardless of where you live. Somebody being poor, it doesn't matter how poor you are, it doesn't help the poor. You can't be poor enough to help the poor. Did you know that? See, when you have everything you're open to and willing to receive and available to, you can help whoever you choose. But here's the thing, I don't encourage you to help people for what you get back, because that's a whole different problem. You overflow into what you desire because you can. So that's a whole other conversation for another day. I hope this inspires some of you to really stay in that heat, focus on it, and don't back down. Don't stop. Don't stop in an area that you feel like is about to pop just because it's been too long and it hasn't popped yet. Maybe you should get out and go somewhere else. I'm telling you, don't get out. Don't quit. Don't stop. Stay there. Stay the course. Listen to your heart. Take inspired action. Get off of the hamster wheel of what everyone else says to you and connect in here. Let this inspire the action that you put out in the world, and look at the love of what you are able to create. I dare you, and I cannot wait to hear every one of your guys' experiences in that. All right, you guys, have an awesome day.